Alright guys, we're finally opening up about how this Irish boy and this American girl fell in love and uprooted our lives to Spain. So I guess I'll start off sharing a little bit about myself. So I'm from a small town in Utah, and I come from kind of a rich area of Utah, but it was interesting because like my family didn't have a huge house and super nice cars like everyone I went to school with. So anyway, it's a beautiful area. I think it's one of the most beautiful places in the United States, but it was definitely an interesting experience growing up there. You may or may not know this, but there's a lot of members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Utah, and I am one of them. And the majority of people in my town are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So anyway, that's how I grew up, and it was always very important to me, and I always wanted to serve a mission for our church because I just love it so much. So another important part of our love story is I had a very close friend growing up, and she had Irish family, and because of her, I had an obsession with Ireland growing up. I would always take St. Patrick's Day very seriously. And in school, for different projects and things, if we could choose the topic, mine would always be on Ireland. I was obsessed with it. All right, Cam, it's your turn to share a little bit of your upbringing.
So I was born and bred in Dublin, Ireland. And my childhood was very unique because I was also raised a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And the church there is very small, so we're far and few between. And so it was definitely different being raised as a member of that church in my community that was full of Catholic people or people who didn't really, practice any religion. But I went to all Catholic schools, so that was a big part of my upbringing. I also went to all Irish schools, so I'm fluent in the Irish language. But being a member of the church, I always had an affinity for America. I thought I'd always go there one day. I even had a bit of an inkling that one day I might find myself an American girl. I guess that turned out to be true. And yeah, so I was raised just outside of Dublin city itself, so like a very urbanized area, and traveled a lot, went to America a few times, and definitely could see that it had a part of my future, but I just wasn't sure which part. And same as Katie, I always wanted to serve a mission for our church, and that is a little bit about me.
So that's the first part of this series that we want to share with you. It's interesting because we're so different. We came from different areas of the world, but our little selves were very, very similar about, our aspirations, where we saw our future, and these things ultimately led us to each other. So stay tuned for part 2.